Okay, so let's dive into this. You've sent over quite a bit of material here. We've got an author profile on Bradley Charbonneau, some thoughts from one of his online pieces.
hmm And our goal for this deep dive really is to unpack his ideas about what wealth actually is, how he values different kinds of experiences.
Right. And specifically getting into that quote you pulled out, which is quite provocative.
It really is.
Yeah.
The best things in life are free. The second best things are incredibly expensive. We want to help you figure out what the crucial takeaways are from that idea.
Absolutely. And the thing that immediately jumped out at me from the source material is where he says he finds this real richness.
Yeah, it's not where you'd think.
Not at all. It's completely counterintuitive. Not the glamour stuff, not the, picture perfect moments. He describes it showing up in these, well, honestly, deeply unglamorous situations.
Like fixing a washing machine.
Yeah.
Or doing the school run.
Exactly. That kind of thing. Which really makes you stop and think.
It totally flips the usual script. Yeah. Your source sets the scene in Bali, but straight away says, look, this is not the Bali you see online.
Right. No infinity pools, no curated sunsets here.
None of that. He talks about being there, and his daily schedule involves walking a friend's dog through traffic in rice fields, mind you.
Okay, yeah.
And trying to fix a washing machine that broke down, and picking up a 9-year-old kid from school.
So just normal life stuff, but, in Bali.
Pretty much. And it's right in the middle of that kind of mundane rhythm that he says he found this wealth-rich richness.
Huh? Yeah, he makes that little joke about his friend Rich, right?
He does. But the point behind it is serious. He felt these moments were deeply rich.
And crucially, the kinds of experiences money can't really buy. That's the core of it, isn't it?
It seems to be. It directly challenges that assumption we often make that value is tied to cost or how impressive something looks.
Mm-hmm. And he adds another layer, too, something about connection.
Yeah, he emphasizes that this deep connection, this richness, it isn't necessarily about how long you've known someone or, shared history.
Okay. So what is it about then?
It's about presence. That's the word he uses. It's about showing up for their now.
Showing up for their now. I like that. That feels like the sort of active ingredient he's pointing to.
I think so, too.
So, okay, if that's where the real gold is, the free stuff, the presence, what about the things we usually chase? The expensive experiences.
Yes. This is where he talks about what the source calls the trap of second best things.
The trap sounds ominous.
Well, it resonates, doesn't it? Because society pushes this narrative constantly, spend more, get better. If it looks amazing, it must be amazing.
If it's not Instagrammable, did it even happen? That kind of pressure.
Exactly that. And his view, according to your source, is that the second best things, they might look stunning on the surface.
Like the fancy beachfront villa or the influencer brunch he mentions.
Precisely. Or those super planned itineraries that feel like they're built more for posting online than for, actually feeling something. He says they can be surprisingly hollow on the inside.
Okay, hollow. Why hollow? What's missing?
He's very clear on this. They're missing, and this is a quote, people, connection, experience. The genuine human stuff.
Yeah. So you can buy the setting, the beautiful backdrop.
Right. You can buy the shell, but if that real messy human connection isn't there, the richness just isn't there either. It's just aesthetics.
That's a really powerful way to put it. Makes you think how much energy, how much money goes into chasing the shell.
While the actual substance, the connection, might be right there totally free.
Yeah. The source contrasts it with things like just walking down a dusty road talking with a friend.
Or maybe laughing with someone you just met, but they somehow see something new in you. Those moments don't cost a dime.
But they feel incredibly valuable. They stick with you.
Which brings us right back around to his main point, that quote.
The best things in life are free. The second best things are incredibly expensive.
Exactly. And it's really important to stress, like your source does, he's not trying to make anyone feel guilty.
Right. It's not like, oh, you shouldn't enjoy nice things. You can still love a beautiful trip or a great coffee or whatever.
Absolutely. Enjoy the sunset, the spa day, the latte, that's all fine. The key thing he seems to be arguing for is just awareness.
Awareness. Mia.
And don't get so caught up in chasing or even just enjoying those second best expensive things that you forget where the real treasure lies. Don't mistake the shell for the substance.
Okay. So how does he describe the quality of these best things? What makes them different, makes them stick?
He uses some really evocative language. He says they hold you. They're often subtle, maybe even sacred.
Subtle and sacred. Interesting.
And they're absolutely soaked in connection. that seems vital.
Yeah.
And unlike the extensive stuff, which he says fade fast.
Right, the memory of the fancy dinner might blur.
Yeah, but these best things, he says, they stay. They root, they echo.
Stay, root, echo. That's good. It implies depth, longevity.
It does. And the examples he gives are so, well, ordinary, which is the point, I think.
Yeah.
A quiet chat.
Mm-hmm. A look someone gives you like they really see you.
Or just sharing a bit of someone else's actual real life.
Yeah.
Including, the broken washing machine.
Huh, right. These aren't the big flashy moments you'd put in a highlight reel.
Definitely not. But they're often the moments you look back on later with real gratitude,
Yeah, absolutely. They build up a different kind of capital, a different kind of wealth.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so let's try and synthesize this from the sources you sent. What are the practical takeaways here for you, for the person listening?
Well, I think the first big one is pretty liberating, actually. You don't need to escape your life.
You don't need to book a flight to Bali, necessarily.
Exactly. You don't need to fly across the world to find this richness or, fall back in love with your own life. It's probably already there.
And alongside that, you don't need more money or even necessarily more time to feel truly connected.
Right. So what do you need, according to Charbonneau's perspective here? It seems to boil down to two things. People and experiences.
Okay, people and experiences, but how do we access the richness in them?
Ah, well, that's the crucial bit. He says you need to pay attention, not pay more money.
Pay attention. That feels like the core instruction. It's simple, but maybe not easy.
It requires a shift in focus, doesn't it? It's not about adding more stuff to your life, but about seeing what's already present.
Yeah. The source has some final nudges, like look around you, slow down a bit.
Say yes to those small, ordinary moments, the ones nobody else will see, the ones you won't post anywhere.
Because those tiny interactions, those quiet moments of connection.
They're often the ones that will actually matter more to you deep down than any big-ticket item or perfectly staged photo.
It really does loop back perfectly to the start, doesn't it? The best things are free.
And the real skill, the real practice, is just remembering to notice them, to be present enough to catch them.
Okay, so to quickly recap, the core insight we've pulled from these sources on Bradley Charbonneau's perspective. Real wealth, genuine richness, it's found most reliably in the free, often ordinary moments.
Yeah, moments grounded in actual connection and simple presence, not necessarily in the expensive or the highly curated.
Well, thank you for bringing this to the deep dive. It's a really thought-provoking angle on wealth.
Definitely gives you something to chew on.
And maybe here's a final thought for you to take away and consider. Looking at your own life, just as it is right now, today, what are those best things? The free moments soaked in connection and presence that maybe, just maybe, you've been overlooking.